Hey guys, Chucky here, bringing you guys a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today we're actually going to be bringing you Gem Nights. I was streaming all night last night from like, I think 1:30 maybe until 12 or 12:30 yesterday morning, so that's 1 in the midnight, after midnight to 12 noon. And yeah, we had quite a few people come through, met a lot of people, and had a lot of fun. We worked on some decks together and, you know, dueled, and of course, they were suggesting me mostly, Nick a little bit, to make certain decks, and one of them was Gem Knights, and I actually really like Gem Knights. Of course, all these builds were something I came up with myself, and not something that I looked up while I was on the stream. Is this the best form of Gem Knights? I don't know, but this is the form I'm using. I did change it a little from what it was yesterday, just to make it a little bit more consistent, and as you'll see in the games that we'll be playing today, that it is a lot more consistent than it was if you were there during the stream. But anyways, let's just get started with the deck list. Gem Knight Crystal, he is absolutely ridiculous, and the reason for that is because of Gem Knight Alexandrite. You could tribute this special summon 1 Gem Knight normal monster from your deck. So you get a level 7 2450 monster out for free off of a 4-star. So it's just, it's kind of disgusting. And there's a lot of support where you could just keep bringing it back from the graveyard too. So we have 2 Garnets. Garnet is just going to be a 19 beater. He'll allow us to get one of our endgame cards, and he's actually pretty important. We have 2 Lapis. Lapis is going to allow you to OTK most of the time. This card is insane with its fusion. And then we have 3 Alexandrite. You can search out any of these monsters. So you have 6 choices depending on the situation that you're in. So pretty much you have 3 copies of each one of these. Actually, you have 5 copies of each one of these if you want to look at it that way. Then we have Prisma, which gives us another Lapis. We're most likely, well, Lapis is the only one we can actually get because it's the only one that's specific. So yeah, it just gives you a 3rd copy of Lapis, which means it has 6 copies of Lapis in this deck. And plus the recursion that you can get is pretty insane. Then we have Gem Armadillo. Of course, not a Gem Knight, but it will allow you to search out one of these guys here. Actually, any of these, because it's one Gem Knight monster. So any of these Gem Knight monsters. The only thing you can't search out are the Armadillos, the Prisma, and the Turtle. Everything else is searchable by this card. Gem Turtle, when he flips, you get Gem Knight Fusion, which is this card. I just put him in. He gives you a 4th copy of Gem Knight Fusion, so he's really good. We have 3 Gem Knight Obsidian. Gem Knight Obsidian plus Lapis is pretty much GG's, or even with Garnet. I mean, it's you get to special summon the monster back, which means you can just use him to get Gem Knight Fusion back, and you can fuse again. He is pretty insane. 2 Curry Bandit just to get some of our cards into the graveyard, because it's not really a disadvantage, especially if you Lazuli goes to the graveyard. You actually get a spell card, so you're going to dig for that Gem Knight Fusion, and also you get some gas into your graveyard, so it's very solid. You could also just ditch the Gem Knight Fusion and get it back next turn via the effect of Gem Knight Fusion to actually use it again. So Curry Bandit, really good in this deck, and very good suggestion by one of the viewers. We have 3 Lazuli. Lazuli, when it is sent by a card effect to your graveyard, it actually gets a normal monster back from your graveyard to your hand. So this is really solid because you use this, you Gem Knight Fuse, you use this, you know, one of these monsters. You actually can get that monster or another normal monster from your graveyard back to your hand. So it's a really solid combo that you have there. And it gives you a lot of card advantage and makes your fusions, instead of a 3 cost, actually, because you could just get this back, instead of a 3 for 1, you can actually make it a 1 for 1, or actually, no, it's still a -1, I guess, but definitely makes it well worth it, and really good card. Definitely want to run 3. 3 Gem Knight Fusion, so this card is ridiculous. You could use this to fuse any Gem Knight Fusion monster and special summon it from the extra deck. It's treated as a fusion. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish 1 Gem Knight monster in your graveyard to add it back to your hand. So what this allows you to do is fuse like 8 monsters in a single turn and just win games. So it's absolutely ridiculous off of 1 card. You don't have to run 3. You could actually run 2 and still be pretty consistent, but I'm going to say run 3. Regeki, of course, we want to clear the field. 1 Silent Doom, I just add this card also. It just allows you to push for those fusions a little bit more. Also get Defense Monster if you really, really need one. 1 Dark Hole, it's just going to wipe the field. Soul Charge, because you can get pretty dead sometimes if you could burn out. 3 Upstarts, I just added these. These are going to allow you to dig a little bit deeper. 1 Foolish Burial, you can actually use Foolish Burial on Lazuli and not get a negative off of it. So you send this to the graveyard, you can actually get one of your normal monsters back. 2 Swing of Memories. I was running 3 Swing of Memories, but I changed 1 to Silent Doom. I don't know. Oh yeah, because Silent Doom, it stays on the field permanently. So Swing of Memories still strong. 1 Mystical. This was 3, but it was actually really slow, so I took 2 out. And this is just going to allow you to destroy something. 1 Burial from a different dimension, because you are removing a lot of your monsters to get this back. So you could actually use this to put some of your normal monsters back in if you get a Lazuli or something like that. And yeah, you can combo off of that. 2 Refusions. This is another place that Burial from different dimension, because you can actually get rid of your fusions and then put them back and then refuse them. So Refusion, just pay 800, special summon one of your fusion monsters that are in the graveyard that you already fused. So the only one is Gem Knight. If you use, okay, we'll get to that after, but this card is really key to getting a lot of OTKs. We have Veity's Emptiness, going to stop your opponent from special summon, which is really good always. Call the Haunted, just to recur things like Alexandrite or the Crystal, just to go for those a little bit more of a push style. You can also go for the Prisma to get the Lapis or something like that. Whatever you need, you can get with Call the Haunted. So it just gives us that other Swing of Memories or Silent Doom effect on any of our monsters. So yeah, it's very solid. And then we have 1 Gaga Cowboy, so we could just end games. We got we got Evil Swarm, Extinction Knight, Exiton Knight. It should be Extinction Knight. I don't care what anybody says. Castel. We have Silent Arc. We have XYZ Dragon. We have Gem Knight Pearl, and the only reason is because he is a Gem Knight, and you can actually throw him to the graveyard to call the Haunted him. So with Lapis Lazuli. And then we have Big Eye, because we can get 2 crystals out. Might as well. He's a 7 also, so if we can get him out in like a crystal, then we can go into a Big Eye and win some games like that. But we'll start off with the Gem Knight Citron. Citron just has the effect just like Armades. They can't activate any effects until the end of the damage step, so he's really good. And then we have 3 Zirconia. Zirconia is just 2900 beater, and he's easy to summon because he's a Gem Knight plus a rock, and these guys are rocks because you can't use them for any of the other ones, so really good to use. And then we have 1 Gem Knight Master Diamond. I don't know why his name doesn't fit up there, but he gains 100 attack for each Gem Knight monster in your graveyard, so you can push for games this way because you have to send 3 to even special summon him. So already he's going to be like 32 at least. Once per turn, you can banish 1 level 7 or lower Gem Knight Fusion monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name and original effect become the same as that banished monster, so you can use that on Citron. So he could be a huge Citron, which can end games if they have an open field or something like that. But the MVP is Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli. He has to be special. She has to be special summoned. You can only special summon 1 of these per turn. But that's not really true because you can special summon in other ways, I guess. I don't know how it works, but the effect is a little meh. You might want to look up a ruling on it. You could send 1 Gem Knight monster from your main or extra deck, and if you do, inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent for each special summoned monster on the field. That's each. That's on my side, your side, combined. It can do a lot of damage. So why this is good is because if you have a Refusion in your hand and you summon this card first, or you don't have to do it first, and then you can get a couple of more monsters out. Let's say you special summon one of these off of these, and you have a Lapis or whatever in your hand still, and you can go for another Zirconia. Well, you can special summon another Zirconia, then use her effect to ditch a Zirconia to do 1500 points of damage. Let's say you have 3 special summon, and then use Refusion on the Zirconia that you just ditched because he can still be special summoned without being fusioned first. And then you can have another one of him on the field, so you can have a Lazuli, you can have a Crystal 2 Zirconias on the field. That is more than enough to OTK, especially with the 1500 that you just did with Lapis Lazuli, considering that if they don't have any monsters or anything like that. So the plays are real. It's pretty ridiculous what you can actually do, and it's actually a lot of fun. But let's get into some of the matches that we have here. We're going to go up against Who Knows, because he didn't play anything really. He just played this guy and a Capulse, but I do have the Mystical Space Typhoon. This was my first game, I believe, and just looking at my hand, I'm like, oh god, I'm just going to absolutely lose. But he has this guy. I get the Curry Bandit, and this shows the power of Curry Bandit here. We're going to be able to use this effect. We're going to mill a bunch of stuff, but we're going to see Gem Knight Fusion, which we're going to grab. Hindsight, no, we would have had to grab it because we couldn't get it from the graveyard there. But we are going to get the Alexandrite. We're going to just go right out into the Zirconia. We're going to be able to get back the Crystal. We're going to go for another one of these. We're going to use his effect. We're going to be able to get out Crystal. And we are going to be able to attack for game. Of course, his Wiretap is not going to do anything against our Refusion. So, game 1, we OTK'd somebody, which felt really good, actually. So, I wasn't going to complain about that. Next, we're going to be going against what looks like Sylvan Plant thing. I don't know. He's going to set the Dandelion. I'm just going to go for the Zirconia. I'm going to be able to get Crystal back. I'm going to go Alexandrite, get the Lapis. I'm going to be able to bring this back. I'm going to be able to special summon that and get that into the graveyard to get the Lapis back, which is going to be able to give us another Lapis Lazuli next turn. So that's always a good play. You can also ditch the Lazuli from your deck, which activates its effect, and you can get some stuff. So he's going to be able to use the Regeki here, which is kind of annoying, but of course I did get that Lapis, so I'm in an alright position. But I'm just going to go for the Soul Charge. Here, if I knew you could also special summon that and then get another one, I would have been able to do way more damage this turn. But I'm going to be able to get the Lapis back. I'm going to use effects. I'm going to be able to get the Gem Knight Crystal and the Gem Knight Fusion back. And yeah, I'm just going to sit on this field. I did some damage. He's going to play the Martial Leaf. He can't really do anything in this situation. I do have the Regeki, which is, he's going to get the special summon with the Black Rose. But that is fine. He's going to get out the Dandelion. I'm just going to use the effect to do enough damage. I'm going to use the Citron so he cannot get the effect, and I'm going to be able to win. Next, we're going to go up against Skull Servants here. This hand is bad, as you can see, but, I mean, since he's playing Skull Servants, he is playing sort of a slower deck, so we do have an opportunity. We have the Call of the Haunted with the Alexandrite, which can net us two of the crystals, which is really good. But I am going to draw the Gem Knight Fusion here. I'm going to go out to the crystal just to thin the deck at least. But he is going to use the Royal Decree, so I'm not going to be able to get the play I wanted, because I was going to go for the double crystal here. He's going to get the Merchant, but he's going to mill the one card he probably did not want to see. I'm going to Gem Knight Fusion into the Zirconia during main phase 2, since I already destroyed both of his monsters. He's going to get rid of Skull Servants by using that. I'm going to get the Swing of Memories. I'm going to bring back the crystal here. I'm going to fuse and flip over the Refusion that I have face down, which is going to give me 2 Zirconias here. And I'm going to be able to attack for 58. So he's going to be in a pretty bad position, but he does top deck the King of Skull Servants 6,000. But as you can see, I have the Dark Hole, Refusion, got the Curry Bandit. Dark Hole is going to take that out. I'm going to take another 800 to get the Zirconia back. I'm just going to play the Curry Bandit just in case he had like a Battle Fader or something. I don't know. And going to be able to kill him there. So next we're going to go up against Archfiends. I think this is my first game of today. As you can see, he has an alright hand. There's nothing wrong with that because he does get the Trick Archfiend into the graveyard pretty quick. I don't have a good hand, and then I draw the Gem Knight Fusion, and then all of a sudden I have a good hand. So I'm going to be able to get out these two, use this effect, do 1,000. I'm just going to ditch the Pearl because I do have that Call of the Haunted there. And in a situation that I might be able to bring him back. I could have got Zirconia, but I think I can get out 2 Zirconias without even having to do that. I also have the Prisma, so I can go for another Lapis Lazuli next turn. He's going to kill this Lapis Lazuli. I'm still going to have Crystal on the field. I'm going to go for the Call of the Haunted, just bring it back because I don't need the Diamond. I get Burial from Different Dimension, which doesn't really change anything. I'm going to be able to go into the Lapis and do 3,000 damage and get 2 of my Gem Knights back. And I'm going to save those in my hand because I could go for it now, but there's no point. I'm going to leave him at 100 after doing 3,000 without attacking. 3,000 without attacking. If he would have attacked me with his non-special summoned one, it would have did 4,000. So he's going to gain 2,500, but of course I have these back and I have him face down. So I'm going to be able to get the Zirconia, which is going to be able to attack over this and do 200, and then he's going to be able to finish off the rest of that damage. And we're going to take the victory against Archfiends there. Here we're going to go against Bad Wings. I don't know what this Blackwing deck is trying to do, but in my opinion, that is not a good first turn. He's running 2 Vayus. There's never a reason to run 2 Vayus, just so you know. If you're going to run a Vayu, run 1 Vayu. This guy also not very good. Breeze is not good at all. So he's going to use Mystical Space Typhoon, of course, on my Mystical Space Typhoon. I was just going to wait until he summons something. He's going to set Vayu in defense position. I draw the Garnet. I don't have the card I need yet. I know that's a Vayu because he added both of them to his hand. I'm going to be able to attack with the Gem Knight. I'm going to use the effect of Curry Bandit, which is going to send all these to the graveyard. But of course, I get the 2 Lazuli effects. I only have 1 normal monster, so I'm going to be able to actually return the Lapis to my hand. I have the Swing of Memories, which is useless right now. He's going to play this the Solidarity, which is going to get the effect. He's going to get a Kaloot, but he actually ended up drawing a Kaloot for the turn here. So I'm going to destroy this because I figure if he has 1 Kaloot and he was willing to do that, then he might have a second Kaloot. There, he should have actually went with like Gale or you know, something that would have helped him, but he's just going to Regeki my 1 guy. I'm going to be able to get both of these back out. He has Icarus attack, which is useless. He should have just played Kaloot. I don't know why he didn't just play Kaloot, and he could have gotten a search off of this or something. But yeah, that's going to end the game. So next we're going to go up against Yosenju's. And he starts off with actually a really, really good hand, and I start off with a meh hand. This is the first game I added Turtle, and he's going to use the Padueli, actually get a Tenki. He's going to get all these effects off here, and I figure he's going to search with that, with the tower thing here, with the grounds, but he goes and gets R, which is not good. He didn't attack directly with Comma 2. There's no reason to attack with that. You want to attack directly so you can get the search off of Comma 3, though in the end, I guess it doesn't matter. He flips the Macrocosmos, and I'm going to get the Lapis, I'm going to get the Zirconia, I'm going to summon this, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to activate this effect, do 1500, and I'm going to be able to OTK this guy. Yeah, Commas can't handle it. Cannot handle the OTK. Next, we're going to go up against Synchro. This guy didn't even have a chance. I mean, his hand's pretty bad. XYZ Gift. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's going to draw into a Plague Spreader, which is not the best. He's actually going to get rid of that. After I saw him ditch that, I was like, oh, great. But I got the Turtle. Turtle's going to get me the Fusion. The Fusion is going to get me the Citron. I wasn't sure what he would have, so I wanted to go out with the Citron just in case. I'm going to get the Lapis. I'm going to go into the Lapis Lazuli. I'm going to ditch that. Going to be able to get this back. Going to be able to get that back. Go back into another Zirconias and be able to attack for game. I didn't really need to do that, but just for the simple fact I could, I definitely did do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys rate, subscribe, comment. Come and check out my stream. I'm going to be streaming tonight. The link is in the underbar. It's twitch.tv/teamfail12. So make sure you guys come and check that out. I'll be streaming probably until 9 in the morning. It is 11:30 right now. So yeah, come and stop by, and I will see you guys later.